Do you know that James Bond doesn't just talk? He commands. His voice cuts through noise like a blade, his words hit like a bullet, and his presence alone makes people listen. He never shouts, never rushes, and never begs for attention. Yet, when he speaks, everyone listens. Want to talk like that? Want to hold conversations with brutal confidence and make people hang on to your every word? Then drop the weak talk, stop fumbling for words, and start speaking with precision, control, and dominance. This is how you do it. Number 5, speak less, mean more. James Bond never wastes words. His words are like bullets, precise, powerful, and straight to the point. He doesn't explain himself too much. He doesn't ramble. He doesn't beg for understanding. He speaks with purpose, making every word count. Think about his iconic introduction, Bond, James Bond. That's not a long-winded introduction. It's short, sharp, and unforgettable. No over-explaining, no filler, just impact. Compare that to an average introduction. Hi, I'm James. James Bond. Nice to meet you. The second one is weak. It lacks confidence. Bond, on the other hand, speaks with certainty. Most people make the mistake of over-explaining. When they talk, they add unnecessary details, making their words weaker. Bond never does that. If someone asks him a question, he answers, without hesitation, without fluff. Instead of saying, I think we should probably meet at around 7 p.m. if that works for you, say, meet me at 7. Short, strong, undeniable. Next time you speak, trim the fat. Remove weak words like maybe, kind of, I think, probably. Speak with authority. The less you say, the more powerful your words become. People don't remember those who talk too much. They remember those who say the right things. Number 4, drop the high-pitched, nervous voice. James Bond never sounds nervous. His voice is steady, deep, and controlled, even in the most intense situations. He never lets his voice betray his emotions. Many people, when they're anxious, unconsciously raise their voices. Their words come out shaky and rushed, making them sound uncertain. Bond? He never does that. His voice stays low and slow, giving him an aura of power and composure. Take Casino Royale as an example. Bond is poisoned, sweating, and barely able to stand, yet he doesn't panic. When asked if he's okay, he simply says, I'm fine. No unnecessary words, no break in tone, just pure control. The key to speaking like Bond is to slow down. Nervous people talk too fast, trying to fill silences, but Bond, he uses silence to his advantage. He lets his words breathe. He makes people wait for his response. If you want to sound more confident, practice lowering your voice slightly. Control your breathing. Never let your emotions leak into your tone. The moment you stop rushing your words and start controlling your voice, you'll notice a shift. People will take you more seriously. If you are enjoying watching the video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Number 3, the art of pausing. James Bond doesn't just speak, he controls the tempo of the conversation. His words are deliberate, but his pauses? They are just as powerful. He knows that silence creates tension, and tension commands attention. Instead of rushing to fill every second with words, he pauses strategically, making people hang on to what he'll say next. Think of Bond when he delivers a sharp one-liner or a direct threat. He doesn't blurt it out. He lets his words settle. The pause that follows adds weight, making even a simple statement feel significant. This technique forces people to process and react, putting Bond in control of the moment. If you want to talk like Bond, embrace the pause. Don't be afraid of silence. When someone asks you a question, take a second before responding. Let the weight of your words land before moving on. Confidence isn't about speaking nonstop, it's about making every word count. Number 2, never sound desperate. James Bond never begs. He never pleads. He never sounds like he needs anything from anyone. That's what makes him powerful. Weak men sound desperate. They talk too much. They try too hard to impress. They laugh too much at jokes that aren't funny. Bond? He does none of that. Look at Dr. No. Bond is captured, hands tied, facing a powerful villain. But does he panic? Does he beg? Number. He speaks as if he's still in control. Even as a prisoner, he dictates the conversation. That's the power of never sounding desperate. Most people seek approval when they talk. They try to make others like them. They over-apologize. They add, "if that's okay with you," at the end of every sentence. Bond never does that. He speaks as if his words are final. If someone doesn't respect him, he doesn't try harder. He walks away. That's the ultimate power move. Want to sound like Bond? Stop seeking approval. Never over-explain. Never try to convince people to like you. Speak as if you expect respect. And if someone doesn't give it, move on. The moment you stop sounding desperate, people will take you seriously. And that's how you own every conversation, just like Bond. Number 1. The art of the last word. James Bond never walks away from a conversation without leaving an impact. Whether he's facing down a villain, charming a woman, or making a sharp exit, his final words always carry weight. He doesn't linger, over-explain, or let someone else take control of the last moment. His words are like a signature, final, precise, and unforgettable. Think about his most famous one-liners. When a villain underestimates him, Bond doesn't argue. He drops a sharp, effortless remark and moves on. When he wins a fight, he delivers a cold, witty comment before exiting. The key is that Bond doesn't just speak to respond, he speaks to control how the conversation ends. Most people make the mistake of dragging conversations out. They explain too much, hesitate, or let others dictate the final exchange. But Bond ensures that his last words hold power. He never feels the need to fill silences or over-justify himself. Instead, he makes his statement and leaves it hanging in the air, forcing others to react to him. If you want to master this technique, learn when to stop talking. Don't feel pressured to add unnecessary words just to smooth things over. If you make a strong point, let it stand. If someone challenges you, don't engage in endless back and forth. End the conversation with a confident remark and move on. If you can master Bond's way of speaking, calm, confident, and effortlessly charming, you'll command attention in any room. But if you want to cultivate a silent aura of power, one that goes beyond words, one that makes people feel your presence before you even speak, then you need to learn from someone else. John Wick. Wick doesn't waste words, yet he owns every room he walks into. His energy alone demands respect. Want that kind of presence? Watch How to Build an Aura of Power Like John Wick. Click it now and step into your legendary presence. Until next time, stay sharp, stay dangerous,